Welcome to Egg Foo. What? The first and only podcast about people eating stuff. I'm Mike Lisk.
Hey everybody, welcome once again to another episode of Ekfo. What? Young Michael, how has our week been?
Well, big announcement.
Oh boy,
Big announcement.
you're pregnant.
No.
Oh.
My enzymes ain't right.
What?
My juices are jacked. I got back.
This about your blood test?
Yeah, I got back.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be somber.
Yeah.
My juices are jacked.
Yeah, my yeah, something's off. My blood tests came back. I've got a couple new prescriptions. I never told my doctor about the egg foo what or journey into the
Uh,
takeout menu.
what do I always, you got to be honest with your doctor. I
Yeah, I
bullshit.
know. I
I
know.
bullshit everybody, everywhere, all the time, for no reason, usually, half the time. I don't bullshit my doctor.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm bullshitting you right now.
No,
I wouldn't be bullshitting my doctor.
I'm usually promoting the podcast to everybody I come in contact with. But I think with my doctor, I think I would have got a big laugh and he would have said, please stop that. And so I've saved myself a little bit of the embarrassment and I'm going to redirect. I mean, I think we've put in a nice dent in the takeout menu.
But let's be real. One Chinese takeout meal a week should not end anybody. I mean, I'm like,
No, I don't feel like I'm at death's door,
so tell us about the blood work.
but well, it's just, it wasn't good. There were some numbers that were up that I've never had up before. And as I said, a couple new prescriptions. I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking more prescriptions now than my father was at 89.
It's progress.
So I can't see I don't see that as a good sign, but I was inspired last week by your decision. And
Mike, come on. Don't you embarrass me,
this
Mike.
is twofold. This is
Don't you
twofold.
start that I'm a hero shit. That's not for us to say.
No, you're my hero.
Come on, Mike.
When you put your foot down and said no more to getting jacked at the Chinese takeout place, you said no more to $18 for five
Oh,
fried chicken wings.
that was too much.
You reached your breaking point. And that also inspired me to say, wait a second. I don't want my friend getting ripped off every week. I mean, I don't want my friend throwing away food every week
Mm.
after he's paid so much money. I don't want my friend to go broke
Mm-mm. No,
for a
please.
podcast.
No, please.
Yeah, it's
Oh, you're
not
cutting
right.
your friend a huge check? Is that what happened?
Not quite there, but I'm proposing that this show evolve into something a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to go on a wellness journey
Oh God.
where I will,
You sure it's not you're pregnant?
although my wellness journey, as we'll find out later, may not have been off to the best start, but
A
it's a
wellness
start.
journey.
A
Wow.
wellness journey. And Greg, I want you to, you don't have to, follow the same path. I'm setting you free. But but
Just like you're
here's the
setting me
thing.
up to look like a shithead when I
No,
say
no,
that.
no. Here's the thing. I saw a story. I don't know if you saw this story about Greenpoint, your old stomping grounds.
Oh, that's where the Palace Bar was. Remember we talked about the Palace Bar last week?
Yeah, the Palace Bar.
Yeah.
I saw a story. Let me find my notes. Uh, did you know? Do you know anything about the Jubilee Marketplace?
Mm-mm.
All right. Apparently, there's something called the Jubilee Marketplace in Greenpoint, and within that, it's like a grocery store, I guess. There's a something called the 20-gram cafe, uh, aka 20 grams, which I don't know if that's the best nickname,
Mm.
but let's keep the cafe on there at
Mm-hmm.
least. But apparently they're selling a slider There's a little, luncheonette within this supermarket,
Mm-hmm.
and they're selling sliders for $2.55. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a sensation. And of course, once word gets out that something's good, you're going to have lines, and now people are lining up to get this slider for $2.55.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, well, what if Greg goes in pursuit of something like this every week? Cheap eats, I'm
Me.
calling cheap eats.
Cheap eats.
What if you become, after getting ripped off for these many weeks?
Too many, Mike. Too
What
many.
what if what if you go in pursuit of cheap, wholesome meals, edible, appetizing, and the goal being to save money rather than to waste money, as
Mm,
I feel guilty about
I'm
having
not
put
good at
you
that.
through the last several months. How does that appeal to you?
Well, it doesn't. I'm really
No.
terrible at that. Well, when you say, are you gonna, do you want to put a cap? Like I can spend $6 on whatever meal, or like just a
I'm leaving it.
generic
I'm leaving it
save.
all up to you, because I
Yeah,
mean I can't. I've been shocked by some of the prices you've mentioned that you've been paying week to week.
I finally hit the wall with that shit. It's too
Yeah,
much.
no, I get it.
Crazy.
I mean, I felt bad. I was like, okay, well, I congratulated you on putting your foot down, because yeah. I mean, if I was wasting money and then wasting food on top of it, I'd feel like enough. So you're a free agent. I'm going to start doing salads. I'm going to explore the salads on menus around me.
Hmm.
There's a lot of pizza places near me that have extensive salad menus. So if you want to get salads, or if you want to just look for something more economical that you like,
Hmm.
to talk about each week, you're free. You're free.
Woo, free at
You
last.
you can do salads. I don't know if
These Mike Lisk egg foo what chains that bind are finally unloosened.
yeah. And you know, do you think salads in your area are a little more economical for you compared to the Chinese takeout?
Well, everything's more economical. I mean, I live right above the Wegmans,
Uh-huh.
so
You can go on a Wegmans journey. Maybe we
you
can.
know what I'm discovering? I think Wegmans has a lot more frozen food, Chinese food stuff than I realized at
Oh,
first.
really?
Because
You want
here's
to?
my thing,
Uh,
and I want to get back to your doctor's visit because you've inspired me. Uh, I'm happy doing whatever, but I feel like every couple shows we should retouch base with our roots, which is egg foo young.
uh-huh.
What do you say about that? Like once a month, one show a month, we have a little egg foo young.
We could do that.
Do
I
that.
mean, I've tried all the egg foo young in the immediate area for me.
Mhm.
So I don't want to turn it into me taking a trip to get egg foo young.
Mhm.
But we could do that. Yeah.
Right? Just
Yeah.
once a month.
Once a month. Okay.
The rest, let's do healthy eating,
Mm-hmm. Well,
salads
once a month seems like a lot.
for the egg foo young.
Yeah. How about you? You have egg foo young. I mean, have you exhausted all the different places where you can buy it? It seems like you have an endless variety of places that you haven't tried yet.
I mean, I haven't kept track, but I'm also happy to, once I lock in the one I like, I'm happy to eat that all the time. So, okay. So at worst, I'll eat egg foo young as
Yeah, you
we,
could take a break. You don't have to have salads every week,
well, you saw what I ate
or
today.
cheap eats.
You want to tell everybody what I sent you today, a picture of?
Well, you did have a salad today.
I had a salad.
And what type of salad was that?
It was from my work cafeteria. I
Okay.
put on, now see, the one smart thing I did this time, because usually when I get salads, two things happen. I just load up on chicken And then I have so much chicken and good stuff. By the time I get to the lettuce, I'm tired. I don't want to eat it. So I just stop eating. So
Yeah.
I made a point this time to just a little bit of grilled chicken. I did the lettuce, tomatoes, corn, peas. I think that's kind of it. Uh,
Edamame? Did I say some edamame in there?
is it edamame if it's out of the shells?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I like the way you said edamame.
Did I is it correct? Did I
Just
finally
rolled off
pronounce?
your tongue. Yes. I mean, you had a couple hours to practice it, but you pulled that off perfectly. Uh, and then in the end, and I actually ate it and I finished it and it was fine. And it was $9.
There you go. All right.
So,
That's a good start. I mean, I'm gonna have to make some adjustments as I go. I took a baby step. I went with a tuna salad
mhm,
from a pizza place a little further out of my range, but I heard they have good salads.
mhm,
So I was like, okay, um, I'll try their tuna salad. I like, I think I've talked about the sub in the tub that Jersey Mike's has, where I'll just get the ingredients for a tuna sub in a container without the
mhm.
bread. I got this tuna salad today.
Hold on, let me stop you real quick. It drives me crazy when people say tuna salad. When you say tuna salad, what
Yeah,
exactly does that mean?
this is a good point.
Thank you.
And I had to ask for clarification
Oh, look at
before
me. Look at us.
before I ordered because on the
Yeah.
menu, they're describing all this other salads on the menu, except when they come to tuna salad. There's no description.
I don't like that.
So, like you said, tuna salad could just mean
I mean,
tuna that's mixed up with some celery,
could mean
onions, or
anything.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, of course, I went in with this very same thinking that you have here.
Because we're locked
What
in, Mike.
what what do you mean by tuna salad? What's
Where does Mike stop and Greg begin?
And this
I'm,
confused the counter person to such an end. She checked
mhm,
the menu. I had already looked at the menu, so I knew. Then
mhm.
she comes out and she checks the board. She's looking at the board. No description there either.
Wow. Because it can be, either tuna. I've heard when people say tuna salad, they mean either tuna with like relish and shit mixed in,
Right.
or like you could mean a salad, like
With
I
some
had,
tuna in the middle.
tuna thrown on top.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, that's what it
Right
was.
now, this poor girl has no idea which is which,
No,
and is
she
probably
figured
just
it.
wishing you'd drop dead or
No,
leave.
she figured it out. It came, the latter description with it was mixed greens, um, and lemon olive oil dressing, which
Eesh.
never had that before. No, it sounded delightful to me. I was
All
like,
right.
all right, I've never had a
Live your
lemon
life,
olive oil.
dog.
I'm used to the usual,
Mm-hmm.
vinegar, oil and vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. I got this salad. This thing is enormous. I'm
How
like,
much?
get this, $12.
Mm.
I'm getting two meals out of it easy, Greg.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
But here's the thing. Uh, they also threw in, not on the menu, two two mini loaves of bread
Oh.
with with the salad. Still warm, still warm.
What? With
Yeah,
magical Chinese takeout.
yeah.
Oh, where'd you go? It wasn't Chinese.
No, it was an Italian place.
Okay.
Emilio's in Jackson, New Jersey.
Emilio's in Jackson, New Jersey.
Shout out to Emilio's.
That is Emilio's in Jackson,
Giant
New Jersey.
portions, giant bread included, no extra cost.
That's not warm bread.
Warm bread, yeah. Now,
That is
I
nice.
mean, I've had this before. Different places I went to in Bayonne, I could always count on for like maybe little bread knots.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just get like half a loaf of bread. They'll throw that in there.
Is it
Italian bread.
insulting? Is it insulting to say that at an Italian place you expect the warm bread and you're really happy?
Like I said, I've gotten different things at different places. They all have their own little spin. But a lot of them do include bread with salads, and I didn't think of But when I saw this extra bag in my order, I was like, what the hell is that? Pull it out. These two large pieces of bread. You'll see the photo tomorrow. But I'm like, oh, that's not helping things if I'm going to be chowing down all this bread when, when I get the salad. Of course, I'm not just going to eat the bread, without butter. No, I
No,
slather it on.
I wouldn't either.
So this week, let's say baby steps, baby
Yeah, yeah,
steps.
yeah, yeah.
I found a place, very generous portions with the salad. I'll just tell them no bread next time.
What's on your salad? What'd you get on the salad?
Well, it had black and green olives. It had some roasted pepper in there. It had, like I said, the mixed greens, um, and then the dressing. So yeah,
That's
lots of
it?
tuna. Lots of
Oh,
tuna. I would say I got twice as much tuna that I get at Jersey Mike's. And I'm getting two meals out of this, at
does
Jersey.
that negate the salad though? Like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
yeah,
uh, you know,
baby steps,
baby
but
steps.
I'm with you.
But here's an even tinier baby step. Of course, I'm at this place, and this is the only place I go to nearby that has fried ravioli.
I love fried ravioli.
So they had them. I'm like, all right, I had them there once before. They were pretty good. I'm like, I'll just have a couple. I'll just have a couple with my
There was a
salad.
place.
With my salad. But here's the thing. I think even the fried ravioli got larger since the last time I went there. The fried ravioli were like this. I mean, there were five of them.
So on top of this barrel of tuna fish, you got toasted
Well,
ravioli.
I didn't throw them on the salad. No,
I mean, I don't know if we can call these baby steps
no,
anymore.
it was not. This is a one-time deal, but like I said, it's a step in the right direction. I
Putting
hope
the
to
toes in the water.
toss toes in the water, and I plan on exercising more portion control in the future.
Hmm.
But it was about the same amount of money with the fried ravioli as I mean, it was less. If I stuck to the salad only, I would have been spending less.
I
Yes.
love that you got the fried ravioli. The best fried ravioli I've ever had was in Oxford, Mississippi,
Mhm.
30 years ago.
Oxford, Mississippi. Really?
I
Wow.
well, I'd never heard of toasted ravioli, and I don't even
Uh-huh.
know
You,
if I had
how
it
many years
since.
did you live in Brooklyn? You couldn't find you couldn't find them in Brooklyn.
Well,
Uh,
well, it rarely pops up. Plus, whenever toasted ravioli does pop up, it's usually not meat. It's usually just the cheese version. What was yours?
Mine was just cheese. Yeah,
Yeah. So
they had meat down in Mississippi.
it's Mississippi, of course. It's probably, they probably shot the deer while they were putting my order together or something. I don't know. But all right, that's nice. Little
Yeah,
baby steps, right direction.
yeah. No, and I think the listeners will enjoy something different week to week. They won't know what we're doing from week to week, and even though I'll be sticking with my wellness journey.
Sounds like you're saying I won't be. Well,
Now
I
you
am
can.
committed.
You're a free agent. Like I said, I'm setting you free.
I'm gonna have a salad every lunch this week.
Okay, all right.
And to be honest, now that you've opened up the I was gonna say can of worms or can of tuna fish. I mean, there's nothing more I love than bumblebee tuna fish.
Uh-huh.
So if I could dump a little bit on top,
Now, when you make the salad in your cafeteria, it's a salad bar situation. Yeah, okay. And they've got tuna in there.
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't look. I would only do that at home. I don't trust tuna fish a lot when I'm out.
Yeah, no, I was going to say tuna at Italian places. I think a lot of people think, oh, that's a little risky. And I've heard that, but I've never had a problem. I've done it in
Yeah,
the past, and
yeah.
it's hasn't been a problem for me. But
I mean,
yeah,
I kind of have to see it. I mean, I've had the Subway tuna fish, so I'm not saying I need like Buckingham Palace tuna fish, but I have to see it because people like to put weird shit in the tuna
now
fish.
now by Subway you mean the chain, not
No, the L
literally the
train.
subway. There are probably places in New York in the
Yeah,
subway system that you can get tuna fish.
probably.
but but you're
But people, it's like mashed potatoes. Sometimes people want to put weird shit in there. They want to put relish and celery, and I've seen people put olives in. It's like, for fuck's sake.
uh,
I do the bumblebee solid white albacore and water and mayo. Are we bothering you there, big fella? No. Mike's looking at his phone.
well, very timely because it's
Is it your salad guy?
no, it's my doctor.
Oh my God. You should pick up, bro.
So yeah, I have another appointment. They're very thorough as far as reminders
Okay. Well, let me
about
say, first
appointments.
of all, you have inspired me. I'm going to make an appointment with my doctor because I don't think I've seen my doctor in over a year.
Okay.
I've gotten way too. I was going pretty regularly, but now I'm too depressed. I'm like, I'm just going to show up. She's going to be like, "Oh, it's been a year and you're still a fat fuck." So I need to book an appointment and then
Uh-huh.
lose like 80 pounds between
Are you
now and
going
then.
to fess up about what you've been doing to your body for the last year and a half?
That's up.
Yeah.
Nothing about this body is a secret. I walk in the
No, no,
door.
no, no.
People can look at
The
me and
podcast, the podcast. You know
oh,
what you've. Although
I got news for you,
you've
Mike.
probably been better.
Well, I got news for you, Mike. I hate to, they say never meet your heroes, but the one meal a week that we've been having is not the only shitty meal I've had every
No,
week for the
no,
last year,
and
2 years.
yeah, I must say
Uh,
that I
yeah.
am
I
guilty
haven't, yeah.
of bad meals outside
I'm not
the
Joey
podcast.
Chestnut where I eat 80 hot dogs and then eat salads for a
Yeah.
week. But I am going to book an appointment. I haven't had a physical in over a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and a little side note, my doctor is hot. I don't know why I said that, but
Yeah,
but
that's
so you
not
haven't
right.
tried.
They're professionals. Please
I'm gonna
treat
do a
them
check-in.
treat them with the respect they deserve.
That's right. Do a check-in, and unlike you,
Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I tell her everything,
Hmm.
and we'll go from there. Do you want to give us any grisly details of your what your doctor said or the blood
Well,
work or anything? You
well,
want to say anything?
I think I threw out a line in last week's show, and then we immediately got distracted, and I never finished the story. When I went in, remember last week when I said I recently gave a urine sample, and then we immediately flew off in some other direction.
What did we talk about?
I don't know. you know, it's a blur. The blur. It happened,
Was I amazing?
yeah, I guess so. But to finish the story, you know, I haven't given a urine sample in a while. Haven't given blood in a while.
Can't be going to those dead shows and then try to get a urine sample, Mike. Come
Yeah,
on now.
yeah. But anyway, so the bathroom where you have to give the sample is right in the waiting room.
You couldn't
Uh,
find a toilet brush? What
no,
do you
so
mean
there's
right
no
in the
private.
waiting room? It's not
So
out in the waiting room. I mean, what do you mean by that?
well,
It's not a trough in the middle of the waiting
no,
room.
it's the door to the bathroom is right there in the waiting room. So you see the people who've just you know, they've got their cup
Mhm.
and
Well, it's
they
not
reach.
like a sperm donation place. That would be.
No, it's not. But they've got their cup, and then you see them go into the bathroom, and you know you know what they're up to.
What if they asked for a stool sample and somebody went in there?
No, so anyway, so I'm waiting, you know, my turn. I'm still out there, and this young guy, you know, he disappears into the bathroom with his
Young
cup.
guy?
Yeah, young guy.
I don't like him.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I remember having an incident similar to this years ago. Sometimes you don't have it, you know, it's not there, and I don't know what you
You
got to
talking about the
do.
bathroom or the bedroom, Mike?
No, just I'm talking
Bathroom.
about, you know, relieving yourself
Yeah.
into the cup. You know, what do they call it? Performance anxiety,
Hmm.
urination anxiety. So this poor guy's in there for a while. You know, he's like, he gets
Maybe he
his,
was doing a stool sample.
he was doing, he was having a struggle. He was having a struggle. But here's the thing. I think I've reached the age now where I can take a piss 24/7. It's like, oh, he's ready. So of course, yeah, when it was my turn, I'm in and out, like you know, and I'm coming out with my head up, you know, like yeah,
Proud.
yeah, proud.
Going in, you should have asked for a girly magazine. Can I get a Maxim?
This young guy, you know,
Everybody wonders what you're doing in there.
can't even produce his urine.
Pitiful.
But
That's the generation. They can't produce urine.
this old guy, you know, he just gets in and out. He's going about his business.
Well, I told you about when that happened to me when I was in high school, and long story short, I had a testicle swell up.
Ooh.
It was frightening. Uh,
Yes.
and so then I have to go to the hospital. My mother takes me, and we're sitting in the waiting room. And of course, they asked me to piss in a cup. But of course, like an idiot, I'd gone and whizzed either right before we left or right when I got there. So then now I'm sitting there for like half an hour waiting with my mother. And we both know the reason I'm sitting there waiting to go piss is because of one of my balls is swollen to,
Now, is this
ridiculous.
a bug bite or something? What the hell was it?
It ended up being I had the flu real bad.
Wow.
Uh, Still played, still gave it all
Huh.
for my team. And it went
Yeah,
down
that's
to
important.
I went down to my testicles. And because when you're 16 and that happens, you're like, all you can think of is all your friends tell you is they're going to have to put a needle in it or chop it off or something.
Ooh, yeah.
Uh, Funny, I told my coach about it, and he goes, "Yeah, that sometimes they get twisted." He goes, "That happens a lot to like really fast guys." And he looks at me, he goes, "I don't think that's the case here." But so, yeah, so that I know. So in his defense, I know the feeling sitting there waiting to produce. Now, in your like, I'm with you. I'm at the age now when it comes to pissing. I'm like, well, while I'm up, that's my policy about pissing. I'm up
Right.
anyway.
I'm
While
up
I'm
anyway.
while I'm
Yeah.
up, I'll hit the can.
Yeah.
So you came out triumph, holding your sample high.
No, no, they had they spare you that. There's like a little shelf that you put a top on your cup and you put it into this little dispenser. It's like a little um well, yeah, a little
Milk
shelf
bottle.
arrangement. So somebody goes in there every once in a while, once there's a
Mhm.
few samples in there, rather than every time somebody. This way, Pete, you don't have to walk around with your urine.
Very nice.
Right.
2024, Mike.
That's the one discreet part about it. I mean, yeah, everybody in the waiting room sees you go in there, but
Mhm.
at least they don't have to see you come out with the cup.
If I ever do that in the bathrooms right there, I'm asking for a magazine out loud just to be.
That's from a magazine.
All right, so you did the pee in a cup. Good.
Yeah, no, but so yeah, the blood test came back,
Mhm.
and yeah, actually, like what we just experienced, I missed the call, and I got this message, and she's just reading off this litany of,
Oh
of
yeah.
things wrong with my juices, and I'm like, oh boy,
Is
it's
one of those
like,
things calling it juices? I mean,
well, I'm simplifying for the audience. I mean, I don't want to go into specifics,
well,
but
wait,
there
how simpler? I
there
mean,
there were
blood.
higher readings than you want in certain categories, and as a result, I have two new prescriptions.
Mhm,
I was wondering why my pharmacy was calling, and it turns out, yeah, the prescriptions had already gone through,
mhm.
and because I had just gotten the other two prescriptions, so
Yeah.
here we are. Welcome to being elderly.
Mm.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer, but can I guess that it's cholesterol and blood pressure
Well, the blood pressure thing is still being worked on.
being worked on? Will you send it out somewhere? What do you mean being
well,
worked on?
well,
They got your juices up on a rack.
I've had follow-up appointments, and it's still. I mean, it's not go to the emergency room high,
Hmm.
but it's higher than it should be.
Hmm.
And so yeah, and the cholesterol is one of the other categories. Yeah.
Hmm.
So
All right.
yeah, and I guess people my age, it's probably you know people are going through it. Um, so now I'm there. Um,
Let me say, on behalf of everyone, thank you for going to the doctor.
mhm,
Like I said, you've inspired me. I'm
yeah.
going to go again. Everybody out there, do you checkups, especially as you get older? Because we can assure you, as you get older, it does get worse.
It
So
does it does get worse. Yes.
it gets worse, and you
It
do
gets
spend
worse.
most of your time going, well, shit, I guess
And
I.
I've mentioned it before on this show. I didn't start this show as a suicide mission from myself or Greg. It was meant as a distraction, a funny little distraction for me.
Hmm.
And I want to live, damn it.
Yes.
So,
All right.
so this is me saying, I want to live. Yes. Yeah. So I do want to live. Yeah. I don't want to die.
If I was capable of showing human emotions, Mike, I would.
Uh-huh. I
All right.
destroyed my toaster this week.
What?
Yeah,
What happened to your toaster?
with a bagel. I destroyed my toaster with a bagel. How do you like
A
that?
bagel or an overstuffed roll that we're going to
Well,
call a
yes, this
bagel?
this this continues the discussion.
I am shocked you're on the wrong side of history here with the bagels.
Um, Listen, I don't run a bagel store. I do not
There's fucking news.
I, I don't I think it's probably in these bagel stores' best interest to have these enormous bagels. I mean, they have gotten bigger over the years, and this is different places I've gone to. There was a place in Bayonne that was really good near me. And those bagels were growing. They were big. First the hole disappears, and then the like you said, it just the height it becomes almost like a roll. Yeah, in size. And if you have bagels and you want to toast them, you have to be very precise in slicing the bagel so they will fit. I've been aware of this problem
Hmm.
for for all the time I've been toasting my bagels. it's it's a very precise uh, slice that you have to make, and
Well, I love
apparently,
that they'll do, oh, it's bagel toaster for it's like 0.008 of an inch thicker. Like, all right, thanks.
well, I'll get to that. So apparently, my slice was not very precise,
Mm-mm.
and it led to cramming, more cramming than used. In the past, if a little forceful effort is needed to get the one side in.
We're talking about bagels, people, in case you're just coming into this conversation. We are talking about toasting
Yeah.
bagels.
So this, I forced it. I forced the large half of the bagel in
No
to the
chance
point.
I'm not taking out this little clip of audio and making it something terrible.
No. So I crammed the thing in.
All right, now you're just piling on. Mike, I got it.
I crammed the thing in. Then I'm trying to pull the lever down. As soon as I touch the lever to move it down, smoke is coming up because the bagel is making contact with the heat sensor, whatever. So that's all right. I can't do it. So now
Mm-mm.
I'm trying to take the bagel out, and I can't get the thing out. Um, it's just jammed in there,
Yep.
and I'm like, So I'm using a fork. I'm thinking to myself, am I going to electrocute myself? Is this the way that I'm going to go out?
I've used a knife a lot. Just stick the
Stick,
knife straight
stick,
down.
sticking a fork in a toaster.
Yeah. Literally
So,
sticking a fork in it to end your life.
so I get the thing out, and then I go back, thinking I can just do one half will be sufficient, and I can't get the lever to go all the way down. I screwed it up.
You didn't screw it up.
Yeah, I did.
That's not a real fucking bagel.
Well, yeah, there won't be a lawsuit. I won't be suing. So
Oh.
anyway, now I'm in the market for a toaster. I haven't bought a toaster in a long time. Do you have a toaster?
Mhm.
Or do you have a toaster oven? A friend of mine is a toaster oven person,
Well,
which is
I just have a
way
regular toaster, but my for my big move next month, I think one of my purchases is going to be the four slicer, which I've never gotten before.
well,
So,
I had that option.
oh,
But I think, if I thought about it in advance, I should have maybe gone for the toaster oven. Because the toaster oven will handle the bagels no problem. You don't have slots to fit it in. You just put it in there. You turn it on for a period of time. You've
I feel
got your
like people in the '90s, I feel like everybody had a toaster oven, but they kind of went away. Am I dreaming?
No, I think you're right about that. I think that
Thanks, Mike.
the toaster ovens had its day,
Mm-hmm.
and but then yeah, I think they're not as popular. I
I
mean,
don't
the
know
air
why. I don't
fry,
know why, because they're incredibly useful and handy.
they are. Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
my friend has a wide one where it can literally use throw a frozen pizza in there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, wow, that's pretty handy. But you need counter space. It's so you got a two slice toaster that you've had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm going for the four slice.
So now I go over to Target to check out the toasters.
Mm-hmm.
Very cheap. I didn't realize how cheap they were. I didn't feel as bad for
$24.
destroy.
I bet you got one for $24.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think it was about. I think I went for a slightly higher end model,
Oh, excuse me. You do have a new lease on life.
but it was about 26, I think.
Oh.
But almost all of the boxes advertise larger slots, the larger slots, and
Bagel setting.
yeah, and they all mention bagels. So this is a real problem across America that toasters have had to adjust to this new market for these
Mm-hmm.
enormous bagels. So I mean, this is a real serious issue out there. And of course, I get the thing home. I don't know that the slots are that much bigger than the other one. I didn't measure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll follow up for next week. I'll measure the old one compared to the new one.
Let's
They
get
look about the same to me,
let's get a lawsuit going.
Get a lawsuit going. Man destroys toaster with bagel. Sues Hamilton. I,
What
I
was
bought
it?
a I bought a Hamilton.
They're good.
Yeah,
Hamilton Oster?
Hamilton. Is that the full name?
God damn it, Mike. Did you even learn anything
I
when
thought
you
it
were
was just called
toaster
Hamilton.
shopping?
I thought it was just called Hamilton.
You've embarrassed yourself.
It's Hamilton Oster.
I don't know.
All right. Okay.
Did this thing at least have a hole in it, the bagel?
No, there was no hole. It was.
See, look,
I
I'm
can't
not a,
remember. I can't remember the last time I got a bagel with a hole in it.
you know
There.
me. I'm not a purist for anything, but I draw the line at like what other food has become something they've pumped up so big because we're big fat Americans. I'm the biggest. We have to have our food bigger and bigger and bigger. Blows it up such that it literally becomes a different food.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, can you make a cheeseburger so big it ceases to become a cheeseburger?
Well, the poll I ran on Twitter, most people are in your camp.
What's that? You
most
say I
people
won a Twitter
most
poll?
people agree with you, but like you said, I think for a lot of people they feel like, well, I'm getting more bagel material. I
Yeah.
don't have to deal with the hole. If it's a warm bagel and it's melting butter all over the place. So I've got the mess coming from multiple
It's a glorious
areas.
mess, Mike.
glorious, the glorious mess. Yeah, a plate
If you
full of
have to have
butter.
a mess, let it be melted butter bagel mess.
Yeah, all right. I hear you on that. But
This is not your toaster's fault. It
no.
is not your fault. You hear me? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm listening. Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Okay.
It's not Hamilton Oyster's fault.
I'll sleep better tonight.
Thank you. Uh,
I've been tossing and turning.
I mean, not with your high blood pressure pumping blood into your ear so you can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I've had that sensation.
yeah,
Nothing
we
like
gotta
it.
yeah we gotta find you. How are you not surrounded by bagel places that have real bagels?
You know what? Maybe I'll pursue this further. I
Let me say something that my mother would say when I couldn't find something. Why don't you look past your ass? How about that?
we used to say a prayer to Saint Anthony.
Oh, aren't you better than the Wilsons?
I thought you were like a super Catholic family. You didn't have the prayer to Saint Anthony?
I guess not.
Dear Saint Anthony, come around.
I
Something's
don't know who the
lost.
fuck Saint Anthony is. Who is he?
He's
I call him
he's
Saint Tony. I call him Saint Tony.
he's the saint of lost shit. I guess, Give him a
Well,
call.
then what's Jude? Isn't Jude something like that?
I don't know.
Lost something? Lost
Lost
your fucking
Souls.
mind? You call Jude?
I don't know. Dear Saint Anthony, come around.
Okay.
Something's lost and can't be found. If you find it, give it to me. And oh, how happy I will be.
Oh, St. Anthony.
Dear Saint Anthony,
Oh, okay. I've already fucked.
address him correctly.
Dear St. Anthony,
Come around.
come around.
Something's lost and can't be found.
Something's lost. It can't be found.
If you find it, give
If
it
you
to me.
find it, give it to me.
That's a funny line because how's he going to do that?
And
How's
it's
he?
like, give it to me sounds very like we're talking to a saint.
Yeah,
Give it to me.
yeah. Give it to me. Just give it to
Not,
me. You know,
not very humble.
you don't need it. You don't need that cell phone I can't find.
St. Anthony's gonna go, oh shit, I'm sorry. This guy's being a dick. I better go ahead and give him his stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's a bit forceful.
Yeah, but oh, how happy I will be.
We're still praying to St. Anthony.
I am.
Okay. Oh, how happy I will be.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My high school girlfriend just showed up.
And it always worked. It always worked. Sooner or later, we found what we were looking for, and
I thought that would get more of a laugh.
St. Anthony got the credit. It wasn't, anything having to do with us being persistent and looking in all the places where the item is likely to be found.
I thought my old girlfriend showing up would be funny. I thought that was good.
Yeah, I think I'm done with
Hey, I don't eat bagels without holes, and I don't pray to dead saints.
I think I'm done with Chipotle.
Ooh, I'm happy to get on a Chipotle. Fuck you, boycott.
This
Let's
is
hear it.
probably this has happened a couple times now, and I think
Hit me.
I'm done with it. I don't like lukewarm food. How about you?
Oh, I
I
don't
I
mind looking for it.
I consistently get food that isn't particularly hot from
Oh,
Chipotle. I mean, I understand they're doing volume, it sits in that thing, but there's supposed to be warm water underneath there, keeping the
uh,
ingredients hot. So now,
interesting.
so I get the bowl. I don't want the glorious mess that. Do you get the burrito?
Well, we're health nuts now. Usually I get the bowl just because, yeah, it's a lot
It's
easier.
easier. It's
Yeah,
easier.
yeah.
But last couple times I went there, it's like, you know, and you can't go back and say, "Can you heat this up?"
No.
Where are they going to heat it up?
First of all, they've already put it in foil
Well, yeah, I don't
and
get it to
microwave it.
go. Well, this is part of the reason I don't get it to go because by the time I get it home, it'd be cold. so,
Yeah.
so I got to get it while it's still lukewarm. Have you had this problem or you got other problems? Well,
Well, number one, yes, I have other problems. uh, no, but I'm happy to shit on Chipotle because it is the most uninviting. Have you ever been inside a less inviting space?
oh, you're right. Yeah,
Like I understand
lots
you're
of
a
hard
casual
surfaces.
restaurant, you want to flip, you want to get, but like
Yeah,
McDonald's has a cozier seating area,
that's a good
right?
point. No, it's icy,
It's
and
icy. It's like corrugated steel and
yeah.
rusted out pipes.
My place used to play. It used to be interesting. I mean, they used to play like interesting music there. I mean, I was hearing like, I don't know what they had the serious alternative rock station or something. I
Really?
used to hear like decent music, but now I think they killed the music.
I think you got lucky with some worker that was there that liked cool
Maybe,
music.
yeah. But now they got a new manager, and so it
Yeah.
doesn't even.
I'm surprised they don't put fucking thumbtacks on their seats to get people the hell out of there.
And here's
So
the
I'm
thing.
happy. Any petty, number one, any petty boycott, I'm all about. You know this.
Uh,
I'm happy to take Chipotle down.
well, I think I'm, on a personal boycott as I begin my wellness journey.
I'm with you. Although it does suck because of out of all the fast food places, Chipotle is relatively healthy. But hey, you're
Well,
right. Fuck them.
but not when I was throwing on the cheese and the sour cream. Yeah, I think if I left those off, maybe it
Yeah, that's true.
would have been healthier. But those were essential ingredients for me.
Yeah, I'm not going without loading up on cheese. So this boycott will be easier than I thought.
But you're right. And if you're a solo diner like I am,
Mhm.
you're sort of confined to the stools, those stools up against the window. and
I'm
yeah,
too
who
I'm
wants?
too old to stand in line for food, much less to stand while eating food. So fuck that. I don't do the stools. I don't do the high top tables. No, I'm walking out. Not
you,
doing it.
so you haven't eaten in a Chipotle's ever, just because you were so put off by the interior?
I have. That's why I'm put off by the interior, and I don't do it anymore. I
Yeah,
was somewhere a couple weeks ago. Shit, I can't remember where, but like it was all high top tables, and
really.
I'm like, I've always thought high top tables were like, if it's a space thing or
Hmm.
whatever. I'm like, or if you just ran out of normal tables, why would you only have the high top things? Which I
So there's
fucking
so there's no uh portable seating, like
there was
no
just no
chairs, no chairs.
no normal no normal size. I don't like to sit at the bar anymore. I don't like to sit at fucking high tops. I don't like to sit on stand at a shelf in front of a window. If I'm there, I'm sitting in a normal human chair,
Yeah.
normal goddamn table. That's it.
Well, I think I've seen enough of these videos where people flip out in different eateries and they start throwing chairs around.
That's what I do. Yeah.
or, s- or, s-
Nah, it's a walkout. I don't
or
want to call it
somebody
a walkout.
gets an order and they forgot to put the Big Mac. Thank God I wasn't inside, or yeah, I would have been throwing chairs around because that's what you do when people get your order wrong now. You take it out on the furniture.
You know what? Mike Lisk ain't gonna be doing that.
No, that
Once
ain't.
your blood pressure starts lowering, you're gonna be Mr. Cool.
Yeah, yeah,
Just easy
yeah. I want
breezy.
to. I want to be Mr. Cool again.
Is that what this beard is about? This little white peach
No,
fudge, peach
that's
fuzz, I say.
just me
New
saying,
lease on life. I like it.
should I shave before doing egg foo what, or
Oh, let it go,
I
bro.
can put it off. I can put it off another
What
day.
happens? Because right now, what's filled in, what I see basically happens is your whole face somehow gets whiter, which I
Well,
hope you're
yeah.
not insulted when I say is, in a word, incredible.
No, the one time, yeah, I could be Santa Claus, yeah, as I age out.
I've never seen
Yeah.
you with a beard. Come on.
Well, it's not a beard. I mean, and you can see, I'm just looking at it now. I haven't grown a
Oh,
beard.
oh, oh, just noticing it. Don't act like you weren't primping for 3 hours,
Yeah,
bro. Come on.
this is 3 hours of primping.
Come on, Mike.
But
This doesn't just happen.
I've only attempted a beer once in my life. It was a learning experience in high schools, where, I think maybe if I gave it a go now, it might be a little better, but I never looked
No, if it
back.
didn't happen 50 years ago, why would it happen now? You're right.
And it was such a poor beard that I'm like, okay, I have a face that does not fill out all the way. And I'll get that neck hair,
Can I say something?
that neck hair that you don't even have anymore.
It's
That
called going to a barber shop.
people want to shave off.
Can I tell you something?
I could grow a good neck beard.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I thought the exact same thing. For years, I was just lazy. I just didn't want to shave. Splotches would come, but I could
Uh-huh.
never get a full beard. And then one day, about 5 years ago, Mike, it just popped.
Yeah.
Boom. And now I think you would agree that besides my perfect lips, my perfectly symmetrical, beautiful lips,
We talked
uh,
about the perfect lips before.
yeah,
That
my
yeah,
best
I mean,
physical
I've
feature other
known
than
you
my
20 some odd years. I've been hearing about these perfect lips.
Mike, it is what it is, bro. I'm
That
sorry.
who bestowed this? Did somebody make a compliment at a very early age and you've hung on to this compliment your entire life?
Yes,
Okay, who was it? I mean, if you
that tells you how often I get compliments. I've been clinging to this one for 25 years.
uh-huh, okay.
Uh, it's Waddy's wife. You know Waddy.
Oh, okay.
Will would describe the most handsome man ever in the world. His now wife.
Have we ever done a show where we haven't alluded to Wani?
No, not if I can help it.
No, I think people wait for the illusion, because it's coming
We should
sometime
wheel him out one day, and he's just like
sometime in the
disgusting.
show. It's gonna pop out. Yeah,
We should have him on the show with a bag over his head,
yeah.
or just
How come he hasn't been on the show?
he's too handsome.
You can't arrange
Mike,
that.
the two of us can't be on camera with him. Are you crazy?
Yeah, you're right.
Come on now.
Come on now.
No. So I think other than my perfect lips, my beard is my only other good feature.
Uh-huh.
So I would give it a chance of growing. And again, 5 years ago, I didn't think this was possible. But tell me something. What is this? I notice here, it's like a little dog thing on the side. It's like a cowlick, but the side of my head.
Well, I suffer from a cowlick myself, and
Mike, don't make this. Don't make
bedhead.
this. Don't make this all about you,
I
Mike.
fell
Come on.
asleep before the show. I Yeah, that's how.
I just got my hair cut, and like, who leaves this? Like, did he do that on purpose?
No, I think
I
that's
can't stop
like
looking at it.
I think that's leftover bedhead. You got
What
to
am I,
wet it down.
teenager? What am I? What am I? Grunge rock star from the '90s?
It's
Bedhead?
a,
Come on.
just a little moisture. You
What am
just
I?
wet it
Liam
back.
Gallagher?
Do you have a comb?
Do I have a comb?
Do, do you carry it in your back pocket, or is that me being from the 50s?
That's you being from the '30s.
Where do you carry your comb?
I don't carry a comb. What do
You
you
don't
mean?
carry a comb with you.
You act if it's assumed. You didn't even say where do you carry a comb.
Where do you
You say
do
where do you carry your
How do you
comb?
do grooming? Like you
You
said,
know,
if you go out in public, the wind, I think that hair piece you're talking about was probably produced by the wind. When you went
I've been
out,
out,
maybe your hair was still wet when you went out this morning.
but it's been like that for days since I got it cut. It just kind of it's like a side cowlick. Maybe I should make it my signature.
Uh-huh.
So now, yeah, now I have my perfect lips, my
Uh-huh.
banging beard,
Uh-huh.
and my little doggy side cowlick.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that should be my signature. Let's
Yeah.
put it in the comments. If I was the Apple iPod icon
Uh-huh.
from 20 years ago and dancing, would this be a silhouette? I
Mhm.
mean, why would the guy leave it like that? Is it just, I don't know.
You're talking about your perfect lips. I came
Thank you, Mike.
across, you see these stupid things that just pop up in your feed on Instagram. I saw like a poll where people were commenting, what are the things that make a man most attractive?
Is it perfect lips and a beard?
No,
Is it a side cowlick?
I think I saw exactly. I mean, there were hundreds of comments. I think I saw beard mentioned exactly once. Um,
Hmm.
the three most popular items. Let me see if you can guess.
Well, let me say this about beards. Uh, they seem to be good enough for the most eligible bachelorette on the planet, Taylor Swift. So,
We'll get back to Taylor Swift a little later. I've got a little Taylor Swift item to keep that going for.
I mean, he's also like 6'5", ripped with 0% body fat and a millionaire, but okay. Sorry.
What are
All
the
right, go
three
ahead.
things? What are the three things I saw mentioned the most, and what is the most attractive thing about a
Physically,
man?
you want to see if I can guess them?
Yeah,
You mean physically?
yeah. Well,
Pe- Penis.
if you want to say personality, sense of
No, because
humor,
that's
yeah,
bullshit.
well, those were mentioned. Those were mentioned.
I'm gonna say
Let's
penis.
stick just to physical. You're right. Let's stick to the physical thing.
Penis.
No, that wasn't. I didn't see that mentioned once.
Ripped body.
Although somebody coyly mentioned large feet, which is, we get it. That's
I
they're
don't know.
being
It's all
coy.
gonna be bullshit. What are they gonna? Oh, the eyes.
No,
Eyes in the
no. Eyes you would think would be on there. These
shoulder.
things, these are more basic things.
Well,
I was
okay.
surprised that these are the most basic things, but I've heard them mentioned before. It wasn't totally unfamiliar.
And I already said penis, and you said no, so I'm out of ideas. Okay, hit me. There's no way I'm guessing them.
Well, fingernails.
Are you shitting me?
No, fingernails was
Fingernails?
was
Oh,
mentioned.
but not toenails. That's fucked up. Fingernails.
Why, you've got good toenails?
No, now wait a minute. I got great toenails. Wait a minute.
Have
Are
you ever
these?
had a pedicure? Have you? I know
No.
guys do it now. I'm not trying to shame you.
No, I told you when I went to get my haircut, she tried to walk me through the manic pedicure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Shook
wait
her
a
off.
minute. Is this a list that things that women are attracted to, or is this a list where women say, "Hey, get your shit together in these areas if you want a woman to even talk to you"?
Yeah, yeah. I think I think the women were who responded were being frank. I don't think they were just trying to have a laugh. Um,
Okay, so it's not what they're physically attracted to, but they're like, "Hey, if you even want a chance, take care of these things."
exactly. And
Okay,
and like I said, they're basic things. I
okay.
was surprised how basic they were. So
Fingernails.
fingernails, I would say, was like number three most popular. Next one was teeth, which, that's
Teeth I do.
understandable. Teeth
Yeah.
teeth are important. I
I have
don't.
to say, teeth, well, everybody makes fun of me because obviously teeth are important to me
Mhm.
because I do like horse faces. So I would have to say
That's
teeth.
that's not the thing to say.
Why?
Well, it's not a nice thing to say about a woman.
I'm sorry, equine. To me, it's beautiful.
Eh, yeah, no, I know you're a fan, but
I
the
mean, like I'm
description
saying, like what would be an
the
example?
description itself is not flattering, you know.
Well, I mean it to be.
Okay. All
What's a
right.
good example?
All right.
Like peak Sarah Jessica Parker.
Okay.
Now, not a minute before or after her peak,
Uh-huh.
but that's probably a bad example because I feel like women hate her for some reason, so I shouldn't have said that. So I feel like
She
I'm digging
she
myself
sort
deeper
of
as
run
I'm
the
talking.
yeah.
I
She
started out
ran
with the
the
penis thing. Nobody probably like that.
no.
Teeth, I'm down with. I agree with
Uh-huh.
that.
And the number one, which was just like so basic that I was kind of shocked how
And
many
my teeth
men.
are terrible. Let me see if I can guess, since now I know what the gist is. Fingernails, teeth. It, it's uh, it's either eyebrows or eyelashes.
No, no,
Hmm. Is it a side cowlick?
no.
Not penis.
Smells good.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Okay, now
So
the fingernails thing really doesn't make sense.
uh but yeah, I mean I get it. You don't want somebody with body odor, right? But
That's why I give a little
are
splash of
guys
canoe
just
cologne.
that disgusting that it's got to be mentioned because it's like guys have gotten away from basic hygiene. Um,
Yeah, that's the least you can do is
take a shower.
a little scrub up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
So
I've got shitty fingernails, shitty teeth. My only hope is what's the third thing? We just fucking
smell. You smell good.
smell.
Yeah.
Smells my only hope.
Maybe douse yourself with something. Try some different colognes. I mean, I'm not a cologne wearer myself, but I
I
think
feel like you're trying to tell me
I think the
something.
ladies respond to the pleasant. Maybe just do a little research, find out what
I,
colognes they like.
I do a little I do a little canoe cologne when I'm out and about.
I think I bought a thing a cologne in the '80s, and there's still about three quarters left. Stetson. I don't even know if people still wear that
That's
cologne. Stetson. It's
well,
kind
I
of
always joke
manly.
the last gift I ever got from Santa was a little thing of English fucking leather.
English leather. Well, that's a
That was
that's the
my
classic.
doorway to adulthood. Santa Claus saying, "You fucking smell.
Slightly classier than Old Spice, I guess.
Here's some English leather, kid. You stink."
P.S. P.S.
P.S. There's no Santa Claus.
P.S. You smell.
There's no
Uh,
Santa Claus, and you stink.
yeah.
Enjoy puberty, asshole. That was what I got. All right, I can agree. And even the fingernails, I can see where you meet a lady and she sees your fingernails. I
Yeah.
mean, how bad can they be? But
Mine are bad.
are you wrestling fish throughout the day?
Well, some guys, their hands get dirty,
Mhm.
and like mechanics. Mechanics. I mean, what a struggle just to keep their hands clean. It's
But I
uh,
would say I bet they probably have the cleanest hands because
well, oh, they're always scrubbing. Yeah, no, I agree. They're
hmm.
scrubbing their hands constantly, but sometimes it's just stubborn
All right,
stuff under the nails.
I was planning on being a lot angrier
Uh-huh.
about this list, but okay, yeah, teeth, fingernails, and just don't fucking smell bad. Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that.
We can work on
Maybe,
those.
maybe I should get a manicure.
Maybe.
But like then
That
again,
that that was a surprise. I guess we're in the age of what was the term?
enlightenment,
No, no, no. The
dumb shit,
guys who are on top of the finger, getting the fingers done.
metrosexual.
The metrosexual. You don't hear much mention of the metro. The metro came and went. It
Well,
was a
maybe
thing.
it's probably infused in like the next generation. Like they probably, I bet you the next generation, it's very well. Maybe it's where you come from. Like where I came from, you didn't have hair products, you didn't have
Yeah.
You use dial soap, a bar of dial soap for your hair, your pits, everything.
I'm from the Ivory soap generation. That's even older.
We thank you for your service. I bet
Dial
kids
Dial
today.
was fancy. It was like came in different colors and stuff.
I bet being a metrosexual is kind of infused a little more naturally into this generation. But
Yeah.
I would the thing about fingernails is you have to be that close to a woman to begin. She's not going to notice your nails from across the room and be like, "Oh, I got to get my mitts on this
Right.
guy."
Well, I mean, these are the basics you need just to have a date, I guess, you know.
So how do you do it? You approach a woman we're at your bar, you're working the bar, you go, "Hey, Greg, Miss Universe is over there. Why don't you do your thing?" Like, how do I casually let her know I have great fingernails? Do I have to do this a
Yeah, you could
lot?
do that. Yeah,
Rub
yeah.
my face,
Flash them. I mean,
get them.
they're
Well, what
resolute.
if I could do this? I'm like, because then in one swoop, she's already looking at my perfect lips and beard.
There you
So
go.
then once I just infuse my fingernails in
You've
there,
got the gesture right there. It's got everything working for you in one
this looks
simple
like
gesture.
I look like the Grinch. I've never looked at my face like that while
You've
making.
got you've got
So, like,
uh,
should I just walk up to a woman like this from now on, like holding my hands out front of
uh-huh.
her?
Uh-huh.
All right, that's good advice.
Yeah, okay. If you
You did
have
good, boy. You did good.
other advice, we've got a handful of ladies that listen to the show.
That's probably it,
Ladies, this is your
if
time
that.
to speak up. Let us know what guys have to do to be more presentable.
Any woman who wants to step up and tell the two of us how to get our shit together is
It's,
that'd
it's
be
a
something.
it's a tough job.
That'd be a project.
So, as part of my wellness journey, I took a stroll down the healthy choice aisles.
Okay, so I'm just gonna have to get used to you saying wellness journey. That's
Get
it,
used
right?
to
I'm
it.
just gonna have to.
Get used to it.
It is what it is.
The
Mike says
wellness
wellness
journey.
journey, and that's that. All right,
So
got it.
I stroll down I go to a Stop and Shop, which
Wellness journey, Mike strolls.
they have two aisles dedicated to healthier things. But
All right.
you to go down those aisles, it's like it's all the bad stuff, but like supposedly healthier versions, like cookies. I mean, they have a fair amount of cookies.
Oh yeah,
They have
snack loaves.
they have cereals. Uh, I mean, I've heard of Kashi before.
Yeah,
Have you ever had Kashi cereal?
probably. I mean, I've seen it. Yeah,
But you've never bought it.
I don't think so.
No. But they have you can get fruit now. This is like a whole thing that we didn't have years ago. The
Fruit?
D well, you can get
We
well they
had
didn't
fruit, Mike. I don't know how old you really are, but wow,
no,
we
but
did have fruit when I was a
you
kid.
couldn't get fruit in cereal. Let me finish my comment. Fruit in cereal,
Oh, it's yeah.
the dehydrated fruit they throw in. I mean, Special K's got strawberries in there now and
I always
different
eat them. Are they supposed to like? Are you supposed to give them time to like in, get
yeah,
soak the water in and it
right,
blows up
yeah,
a
to
little bit?
hydrate a little, yeah.
I've never seen that happen. They're just like strawberry wood chips, like slightly better tasting wood chips.
Yeah.
That's all they are. But
So I got a cereal. I don't have it with me. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe I'll flash it next week.
mm.
Look like a similar to Special K with some nuts in there. I like nuts in my breakfast cereal. I haven't been eating cereal in a while. I figure maybe I'll give up the English muffin breakfast and the exploding oatmeal. I'm tired of I'm,
what
ti I'm tired of the exploding oatmeal in the
sorry.
microwave.
What nuts do you put in cereal? Like I don't know if I've done that. What do you do? Almonds or
Well, you can get uh what's the Quaker Oats. Quaker Oats has like a sort of healthier type cereal that's got pecans, uh, walnuts, dates,
have you? I've never.
raisins.
Have you ever added nuts to cereal? I've just never
No,
done it.
I've never done that. I've been adding nuts to my oatmeal.
Hmm.
I'll get some walnuts. I'll get some pecans.
Yeah.
Those are my top two nuts for
And
breakfast.
let's give ourselves a hand for making it through the last 2 minutes without one of us saying these nuts. I think that should be. I think that point should be made.
Yeah. So I picked up they had like breakfast. They called them breakfast bars. And yeah, I've seen them. They've been around forever, but I never really uh tried them out. So I got a
Mm,
couple of those, and they have a fruit filling. Uh, they had apple, blueberry, strawberry.
mm.
But here's the thing. I mean, I tried one this morning, and the cakey air outside area is just spongy. It's got that spongy texture that's just like as soon as you take a bite out of it, you're like
That's what sucks about
this.
trying to eat healthy. Like
Uh,
it's all bullshit.
and
Like,
it's sort of yeah, it tastes horrible. There's no taste really to it. It's just this spongy texture that you're chewing into. I mean, the filling was okay. The
I mean,
filling saves it.
yeah.
Otherwise, you'd be spitting it out immediately.
But that's what like we know what we're supposed to be eating, but we always fall. We might as well be eating magic beans or a pill. Like they always try to dress these things up like, oh, it's healthy. Yes, it tastes like a cheesesteak wrapped in a pizza and a burger, but it's healthy. And it's like I eat it and like I know I should just fucking eat a apple and
Yeah.
some beans.
So after buying these breakfast bars and the cereal, I'm leaving the aisle, uh, and I see, I guess they make it in the produce section, uh, yogurt parfait. So they have little cups pre-made with some yogurt,
Mm-hmm.
some fruit. They had blueberries, strawberries, and then
Mm-hmm.
a little layer of crunchies.
Mm-hmm.
Ever seen these things?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never had one before. Gave it a
Uh,
shot.
I don't love yogurt. I mean, I've had it. Uh,
Uh,
I mean, if you like yogurt, sure.
yeah, I'm not, I've never really been a regular yogurt eater.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, let me try this. I mean, it looks like it could be tasty. And it was tasty.
I mean,
Um,
my nephew, your biggest fan.
uh,
Uh, Hi, Mike, by the way. Uh,
Patrick. Hey, Patrick, how's it going?
you have to hear that. You hear Mike say that.
Got a
Uh,
shout out from
yeah,
Mike.
yeah, I say hello to you every fucking day. But he likes yogurt a lot. He's a picky eater and he likes yogurt. So
Uh-huh. Yeah,
maybe
no, I liked it. I mean, this was delightful, as you say. And
I do.
so I could have one of those for breakfast. I mean, some people are going to say, well, why don't you just make your own? It would be cheaper.
Fuck
I
that.
mean,
Why don't you just build your own house?
it
Get
would
out
be
of here.
cheaper. I mean, these were like 2.99, but I'm thinking 2.99 is not bad. $3 for a breakfast,
How's Mike List going to bring in a order of yogurt under 2.99? That's not happening.
So I may be continuing with that along my journey.
All right.
Yogurt parfait.
My problem is number one, I don't eat breakfast, which is a problem, which is stupid,
Uh-huh.
I guess. But I do love cereal, and I love Wegmans has a entire box of cereal for $2.
Oh, you
So
can't go
that's
wrong with that,
fantastic.
right? Yeah.
But I noticed the shredded wheat is 210 calories per cup or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
But you're like, well, I'm eating shredded wood with no taste or flavor to punish myself, so I'll
Uh-huh.
lose weight. Uh, but the cookie gold sugar golden cookie crisp or whatever,
Yeah.
literally they're little chocolate chip cookies. That's the exact same calorie count. So what do you do?
Yeah. Yeah.
You're like, there's the exact same calories,
Uh-huh.
but you feel like you're doing the right thing with one of them.
Uh-huh.
But if literally the chocolate chip cookies are the exact same nutrition, should I punish myself or should I eat these shredded wood chips to remind myself, hey, fat ass, maybe if you hadn't eaten, like an idiot for 100 years,
Well,
you
maybe
wouldn't
it's
have to do this.
the sugar ratio is higher. I don't know.
I did a thing. I have to go back. I'll do it again tonight. I think it was like exact,
Oh, was it?
like
Yeah. Okay.
weirdly
All
so.
right.
I know the
Yeah. Okay.
calories were.
Uh-huh.
You're right. It's got to be something like with the
Uh-huh.
sugar. But
Yeah.
the fact that they're even comparable,
Right.
like, is ridiculous. Should I, A, look, punish myself or remind myself of the shredded wheat, or I'll be happier eating the chocolate chip cookies, the cookie crisp. So I'll eat more of it, more meals. So then will that eventually be healthier? Because the shredded wheat I might give up on after 2 or 3 tries anyway.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mike?
It's a dilemma. No,
Well, I know it's a dilemma. That's why I'm
I
presenting it.
don't, I
Thank you,
have
Mike.
I have a feeling that the shredded wheat, like you said, there's something to it.
Got to be something, right?
You gotta get deeper into the ingredients, and
And am I just bullshitting myself, trying to enable myself
yeah,
into
you're
just?
just looking at the one
I'm just trying to get you to
category,
say yes.
calories,
Yeah.
and there's a whole dialogue about empty calories,
All right.
and you know,
When I go home, before I set foot in my apartment, I'm going in Wegmans. I'm gonna do a side by side. Yeah, there
yeah,
must be something.
yeah.
I mean, I can't be eating. I think I just want you to give me the okay to eat fucking bowls of
No,
cookies.
I'm not going to do
Yeah.
that.
All right, I'm gonna
See
do
what your
side by
doctor
side.
says. Mention it to your doctor. Hey, when you see him,
Don't tell me.
see her.
Don't,
Yeah,
don't tell me what to talk to my
your
doctor about.
lady doctor.
She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Married.
Starbucks is just throwing shit in coffee and asking their
Oh,
customers, "Hey, give it a try."
I fall for this shit. I was just screaming yesterday. I went and got here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
Number one, I don't love coffee. I just
Hmm.
drink whatever's around. I want to get the caffeine. I usually
Uh-huh.
just guzzle whatever's at the office. It's
Uh-huh.
terrible, but it's free. Who cares?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll go down. There's a fancier coffee place, and my boss has gotten me hooked on vanilla lattes.
There you
They're
go.
like,
Okay.
and since then, I've gotten the app.
Okay.
What do I want? Boom, scroll down, pick it up. The problem is, if I just walk into a coffee shop, I'll just say, "Can I have a coffee?
Hmm.
Large coffee, black coffee." At
Hmm.
most, because I've rehearsed it and practiced it and been with my boss and know how to say it and do it, I'll say vanilla latte. That's as adventuresome as I'll get in a coffee shop. But boom, the app pops up. What's the first thing I see?
There you go.
Cherry Blossom coffee.
But that must be a DC specific brand.
The Blossom. But you bring up Starbucks, I fall for this shit every time.
All
Whenever
right.
I do the app, boom, would you like golden pumpkin spice, Spice Girls, Husker Du, oatmeal, Gordon fish sticks?
That's it.
Yeah, boom.
Any other flavor but coffee. Yeah.
And they're always terrible.
Well, I
So I
think
fell for this thing yesterday, and I get it, and it was terrible. Like $11, and it was terrible. But I fell for it all the time because of the app when
what was
presented with
the, do you
fancier
remember
drinks.
the flavors or?
It didn't taste. It was supposed to be cherry, ostensibly, I
Oh,
guess,
this was the cherry blossom.
cherry blossom thing, and
Okay.
it tasted like bad coffee. But when I'm presented with it on the app, when I can just kind of point, I'm like, oh, and I'll try whatever the fancy, stupid flavor is, and they're always terrible.
Well, get ready to fall off your chair.
Don't tell me what to do, man.
I saw you celebrating Chinese New Year on Twitter.
Yeah,
Um, in Shanghai, the Starbucks has rolled out limited edition. That's how they get you, you know. So it's like
gotta have it.
we're going to throw out a flavor now. You
And
know,
so
sounds like pure garbage, but the TikTokers are going to try it just to get some content. They're catering to the TikTokers now. Let's throw out something as harebrained. Get this. They have something called the Lucky Savory Latte. This is
lucky,
a braised pork flavored latte.
I'm listening.
Espresso.
All right, I gotta be honest. If I open up
Espresso.
that app and braised pork, boom, I'm getting it.
Espresso plus milk combined with, get this, Dong Po braised pork. Dong Po apparently was a 11th century poet,
Hmm.
and he has a pork named after him.
Don Ho's cousin, of course.
No, Dong, which, you know, the more disturbing Dong,
Hmm.
Dong,
Yeah, I heard you.
Dong Po. So yeah, uh, I don't know if they needed to, you know, tip their hat to this 11th century poet. Just call it braised pork, and
Yeah, what's the?
I
I don't
saw
know.
your eyes lighting up.
Yeah, because I know what would happen if I open up the app and
Uh-huh,
it popped up. Would you like the braised pork coffee? There's no chance I'm saying no. I
uh-huh.
get boom. I'm excited. I skip to it, and it's going to be terrible.
and it's topped. Get this. Here's the kicker, and this is what will get you to order it. Topped with an extra bite of cooked pork breast.
No chance I'm not trying that. And I know
Yeah,
it's off going to be
yeah.
terrible.
Well, hit him up on Twitter. Maybe you can get him to bring it to America. It's not here yet.
We should start keeping a track of like we should each pick out one. I love this. I've always loved this blog, brandeating.com. And he'll have and South Korea, KFC is trying out this, or
Mhm. Yeah, that's
Malaysia,
yeah,
Pizza Hut's trying Pepsi hot dogs or something like
yeah, yeah. It's a little tease. They see what sort of the response they can get on social media, then maybe they'll bring it to America.
we're coming to America.
So keep hope
Pork's
alive.
coming to
Keep hope
America.
alive. Maybe the pork flavored latte will
Keep
be
pork alive.
coming our way.
That's a
Anyway, I
t-shirt.
did learn
That's a
after
t-shirt.
all our experiences with the Chinese takeout menu that in China, pork is the symbol of a prosperous future. That eating meat in general, I think, is
All right.
just yeah, I want to continue to eat meat. I don't want to have to start eating roots and berries. So
Roots. Roots and berries.
roots and berries, yeah.
Hear about Mike? He's eating roots. We gotta go, guys. He's eating
Roots
roots.
and you never made
Berries.
sarsaparilla when you were in school.
Sarsaparilla.
You get that
Is that what they
root.
make root beer out of? Isn't that the root secret for root beer? Sarsaparilla?
I think it's a different root, but
You got to embarrass me in front of everybody. There's two sarsaparillas?
well,
Or
there's
the
why would you say sarsaparilla and root beer? I mean, they're two different names, right?
isn't the spice or whatever that makes root beer sarsaparilla?
I don't know. Maybe you're thinking of birch beer.
Maybe you better learn something before you try
Maybe
to make a fool out
maybe
of it.
if you know the difference between sarsaparilla, birch beer,
No, I'm saying
root beer.
sarsaparilla goes into root beer. I think that's what makes it root beer.
Oh, I see.
But
Okay.
you wanted to
Oh
pop
no,
off your
that
mouth
no.
and try to
Okay.
make me look like an idiot. So
All
I
right.
get I get that.
No,
That's
I'm listening. I'm hearing what you're saying. Okay. That's the root in root beer. Okay. Could be. Could be a different root.
I feel like I've heard that, but I could be wrong. But we're
Uh,
back to roots now. Roots and berries.
it's berries. Um, I don't know if you saw it. I tried to roll out um merch store for Egg Foo What.
Mm-hmm.
I went on.
I
It's
mean,
they
tries.
had what's that?
Not going well.
Well, uh, here's what hurt us. I didn't know that on YouTube, and this is where we're going to have to ask for some help from the listeners. You can put a merch shelf, they call it, below the video. So you'll see what's available
Mm-hmm.
merch,
Oh,
shirts, coffee mugs, so on, stickers. But you have to meet certain requirements on YouTube. And one of the requirements is you have to have at least 500 subscribers.
why?
Yeah, I don't get it. You would think somebody without a lot of subscribers needs the most help. Why don't you help out the little guy?
Yeah,
At
Mr.
least
Oh, Mr. Beast. He needs some help.
like YouTube isn't making enough money. We gotta keep these low subscriber people down by not letting them have a merch shelf. So we don't like to plead and beg for people to hit that subscribe button, even though we do it every week. But get your friends, call your friends. We're about halfway there. Let's get up to 500. Then we can put the merch shelf. You can see the merch right underneath the video.
Free T-shirt to the 500th.
Uh, okay, right. We can make that
We'll
happen.
see you in the year 2036. Has our 500th subscriber been born yet? Look, sounds like a Time magazine cover.
That's a good question for our marketing team.
Egg Fool, what's 500th subscriber may have been born this year.
Yeah. There's also I don't know the exact number. It's a lot of hours. We're almost they have you have to have so many hours watched.
Oh
And
God.
we're almost there. We'll be there soon.
I'm
But
gonna want to hear this number after this call.
I
After
think it's like 3,000 hours or
oh, I
something.
guess we're just gonna tell everybody. Okay.
I'm just throwing
Wait
that
a
out
minute.
there. It's something like
3,000
that.
hours over 80 videos?
Yeah, but most of our listeners are listening on different things. Not
That's true.
everybody's watching a YouTube video.
Yeah, I don't listen to podcasts on YouTube. I'm sorry to
Yeah,
tell
yeah. No, a lot of people don't.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got more listeners than our subscribers
Well, would have to.
suggest. So anyway, help us out. Get your friends to hit that subscribe button. They don't have to watch the
Yeah,
podcast.
you have to watch.
Just hit the button. Let's get us to the category. I mean, I threw out a link. The merchandise is on Spring. Um, Jerry suggested another one, but I ended up on Spring somehow. I was having trouble. There was a little bit of a glitch with the file I sent.
That's a big F you to Jerry.
No,
You got some balls, my
no,
friend.
Jerry doesn't have it. Jerry suggested Spreadshirt, which
Okay.
Spreadshirt and Spring, they're both very popular. But somehow I ended on Spring, and that's what I went with.
All right.
So you can go to the Spring, look for Egg Foo What. We've got our own little store there. They call it a store. Um, so I mean, I don't have to keep these items and mail them out. It's a joint venture. They've
Yeah.
got this stuff. They give you a cut of the stuff when
I
you
did that with a couple of people. I'm already sick and tired of it. So
yeah,
by that I
those
mean
I
I
mean, I
just
did it
okay.
myself when I was selling shirts on the best show off of the best show.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get it's a lot of trips to the post office.
Well, I did it a total of 3 times, and I had it shipped to whoever.
Uh,
So I didn't even physically box it up, and I'm sick of that. So it's easy breezy. They go to this link that we'll repost, obviously.
yeah.
Boom! I bought a hat with it. Get a hat, a T-shirt, a
You know
mug.
what? I don't think I put a hat on there. I
Oh,
put a couple sweatshirts, t-shirts. There's even a hoodie. It's got the logo. The logo is classic now. It's an
mhm,
iconic, as they say.
mhm.
The egg foo, the egg
Swoosh.
foo, the egg foo what logo is as iconic as the Rolling Stones lips.
At least.
Now you see my segue. Did you see what I just did there? Because now I'm gonna
Zoinks!
we're gonna move on to I went on the last leg of my deep dive into the Rolling Stones.
Yikes!
So you know what? I'll say this.
So you're into the '80s, those years?
Well,
Or?
I started from
I feel like I'm gonna get a. I'll say this: it's better than you think, Greg. I feel like
well,
that's what.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, it's not classic. I started at Emotional Rescue, so I went from Emotional Rescue to the end.
Was that
Hackney
'83?
Hackney Diamonds came out last year,
Let me pull it up and take
and
our trip with
and
you
you
through
you
the.
probably never listened to any of them. Have you listened to anything post Some Girls?
No,
No.
I mean I
Well,
remember when they were coming out, and they just all seemed terrible.
well,
I mean I
I'll
don't listen to the Beatles solo records either, so I have a. Once it ends, it ends.
cut them off.
Let me see what these fucking albums are. Here we go.
So it's Emotional Rescue, Tattoo
Nin-
You, which
1980.
those two albums were like leftovers from the Some Girl sessions. They stockpiled, and they had a lot of leftovers.
She's
Some
So
girls,
Cold. That was the big hit, I guess.
yeah, Some Girls was such a sensation. They rolled that out, was on tour for a couple of years, and didn't think about making any albums, but they put out these two, and there's good stuff on there. You know, I mean, Waiting on a Friend is on Tattoo. You're familiar?
Is that the worst album cover of all time?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Like the dumbest.
it's all Mick. I
The
don't
let's
know.
take the let's take a human head and take the skin off of half of it, and I'm sure at the time they felt. I bet they were like, "This is the most modern, futuristic thing ever on in the history of humans." Okay, so this album is responsible for giving us "Start Me Up."
Yeah. All right. I
Uh,
get it, but it's played to death. But
now I will say
there's
there's
some good
something
songs
about
on there. It has a rocker side and then a ballad side.
there's something about Waiting on a Friend, but I wonder if it's because that video. There's something about that video that just feels so warm and
Yeah,
nostalgic.
it's a nice video, but
A
you could,
great video.
yeah, it is.
I don't know if the song is, but the video, there's something about it. It's set in that perfect time. Really great video.
Yeah, it's a great video. I think it's a great song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Next album, Undercover, may be even a worse album cover.
it's
And I
horrible.
remember this song when it came out,
Yeah,
Undercover the Night. I hated that song as like a
yeah,
10-year-old or 11-year-old, however
yeah.
old I was.
When you listen to these albums back to back, you begin to see the struggle, the dynamic between Keith and Mick Jagger, because Mick Jagger is always trying to be up to date. You know,
Yeah.
he's so worried about maintaining their hipness, right? What
Yeah, that's troubling. Yeah, that's
you
a
know, and you can just see, and then Keith Richards is just like he knows what he likes. He likes playing his stuff that he's liked his whole life. He doesn't feel the need to be fashionable.
yeah.
Whereas, yeah, Mick Jagger is always being tugged in these different directions. And so that continued undercover of the night. I mean, I was still buying the records then. I didn't pull them out, but
That owner of a lonely heart at the time, the Yes song, were on the radio all the time, and I hated them both.
so then under the cover of the night. Then what's after that? That's then it's Dirty Work, right?
Hmm.
And nobody liked that record. That got a lot of negative press. Although I think there's a couple songs, and I'll say this about just about all these albums, is that the songs aren't in the classic tradition. They don't have the classic songs from the early period. But guess what? They're still phenomenal musicians. You could just listen to them play. They're
Well, of
playing
course,
their
yeah, they're great musicians, of course.
so you can just like, hey, I don't like this song that much, but listen to Charlie Watts, what he's doing. I mean, it's like
I mean,
phenomenal. It's like,
Metallica are great musicians.
mm,
I'm not sitting there listening to them.
no, well, I wouldn't go that far saying they're that great. They do their thing. It's to me, it's it's so basic, and they don't vary it. I mean, at least the other thing you hear in these records is that like there's usually like maybe a reggae song, which
Mhm.
people might smirk at it and laugh at it, but you can tell. Like I think Keith Richards is sort of an avowed reggae fan, so he
Mhm.
was always trying to work in these reggae songs. And here's the other, maybe the most shocking thing I'm going to say about this
Well,
this
before they
little,
make me run was kind of at the time started out as reggae, right? Like,
yeah,
and they did Johnny Too Bad.
and what's the album before Some Girls? Um, I'm blanking out here.
I'm like, not Ghost Head Soup,
Black and Blue.
Black and Blue.
Black and Blue, that's like a groove album. I mean, they're just,
Yeah.
Ronnie Wood had just entered the picture, and so they were just kind of jamming. You can just listen to those. There's some good songs on there, but you just listen to the band, and you're having a pretty good time. And the
Mhm.
other most shocking discovery I will say about this last leg of the Rolling Stones discography is that I found myself liking the Keith songs the most. He
Mhm.
seemed to be evolving with his mostly ballads,
Mhm.
but they sort of like get better as they go along. I even dug up some of his solo records.
Mhm.
I had Talk Is Cheap and Main Offender. He's only got a handful. But I saw one review for one of the 80s records said that Talk Is Cheap is really one of the best Stones albums of the 80s. I was like, wow, that's a pretty bold claim.
One of
I
the
saw
best
I
Stones albums of the 80s. Do
well
you hear yourself, Mike Lisk?
well, like I said, I'm not I'm not saying the 80s records are great. Uh Steel Wheels, you know, was sort of like they're just trying to get back their old fans,
I was gonna
trying
say,
to
remember when that came?
Mixed Emotions was the single on that one.
I feel like when that came around, and I was a senior in high school, I think, so I was, very aware of I feel like the push for that I remember as being astronomical. Like,
Yeah, it was supposed to be a return to
yeah, and it was
form,
their
class.
big return to the
Yeah,
real Stones.
I
And,
mean, Dirty Work was kind of, I guess, maybe I don't know the numbers, but like I said, it was critically, you know,
and then yeah,
they put it down. Dirty Work probably was not a big seller.
and then I don't know if it's just because this is the way things were in the 90s, but those with Voodoo Lounge and then something about Babylon, when
Yeah,
those were coming out, it's like MTV,
Bridge
which
to Babylon.
Bridge to Babylon. Thank you, Mike. Back when MTV did dabble in music, it's like they would shut down them and Rolling Stone. Oh my God, can you believe it? A Stones album was coming out. And
Well, they have a promotion machine. Yeah,
it was
I
a,
agree.
they did the flatbed truck
Yeah,
concert.
yeah.
And
No,
it's
they,
like, wow.
yeah.
They put the pressure on the money. They could have just saved all that money for themselves instead of trying to sell fucking albums.
No,
I promise you, they spent more.
but here's what happened. Steel Wheels was actually that tour, and I guess they would that, like you said, they pushed the record, and then the tour, they did something which they didn't really do. They always wanted to be promoting the new record.
Mm-hmm.
So they play the stuff from the new record and a handful of the greatest hits. Hey, that's our show.
Mm-hmm.
Which they, you listen to those shows from Some Girls. Yeah, it's mostly a lot of Some Girl songs, a few handful of hits. Hey, that's our show.
I
But
respect that. If
yeah,
you have an album,
yeah, it is. But then with Steel Wheels, they made a conscious effort to play, stuff from the '60s.
and
And
is that the same time McCartney started playing Beatles songs finally? I wonder if that's the same.
you're asking me a Beatles question.
Sorry,
McCartney's
Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Beatles.
I forgot our policy. No Beatles songs.
No, you're the Beatles expert. But anyway, so actually, the Steel Wheels tour, I guess it was 88, 89, not most likely 89, I think. I think that was the
Yeah.
first time I saw the Stones, and it was a great show. I mean, they played a lot of the oldies that they never played. It was like a whole, and it wasn't just like a toss off medley.
Mhm.
They were playing the songs. Then I saw them again as the '90s rolled around, Voodoo Lounge, and we had like horrible seats. I think we were on the last row, the top of Giant Stadium, and yeah, I would say Voodoo Lounge isn't so hot. That record didn't stand out.
Mhm.
Bridges to Babylon, same thing.
Mhm.
But then people were saying that what's the other one? Now I'm blanking out. Um, a bigger bang.
Mhm. Is that the last one they did with Charlie Watts?
Yeah. And that record is, I mean, it's pretty solid. I mean, and yeah, they just really, I mean, they're playing their
What is up
hearts
with
out.
them? And I'm just noticing now, and I don't want to compare them to another British band that started when they did, because I know we're not supposed to talk about them. What is up with them and the shitty album covers? Wow, look at the dumb lion on Bridge
Yeah,
to
no, the
Babylon.
covers are. I'll admit those covers are a weak ingredient there.
Wow,
And a bigger bang, yeah, it's just weird. They're like looking at some sort of I don't even know what the hell they're looking at,
but I mean,
like
other than
some glowing
Exile,
stone or something. I don't know.
I mean, they kind of have a history of kind of shitty album covers, but
You barely even tell that Charlie Watts is in that photo for a bigger bang. And then they finish out. They did before the latest album. They did a blues album.
oh God.
Well, I don't. That's not my response to blues. And actually, like I said, my argument. I'm sort of on the side of Keith Richards. They should have just aged out as a roots band, mixing the stuff they like, blues, reggae. Maybe do some more R&B covers. Maybe go full circle with some of the some classic soul covers, or even do. I wouldn't mind like if they did like a full reggae album. That would be
That I like.
interesting. That would
I mean,
be interesting, you know?
I'm the worst because on one hand, I admire that Mick would always try this other shit.
Hmm.
I admire that. But on the other
Yeah.
hand, most of it's terrible and I'm not listening to it.
Yeah, I think they established that, like, yeah, Mick is trying to be up to date all the time, and it's just not working, you know.
I
But
mean, on one hand, because you know, it makes sense. I don't want to hear the fucking same bar bet 12 bar
no, I yeah,
fucking
no,
blues stone song. It's like, all right, like,
but you can be like a roots band without just, you know,
yeah,
pandering,
you can kind of mix the
without
two.
pandering to
Yeah,
whatever's fashionable at the time,
yeah. There's something
which
in the middle that you can do.
yeah, which
Yeah.
people criticized Bridges to Babylon because they brought in some fancy producers, the Dust Brothers, I think.
Well, they still won't tell us the name of that bass player they've had for 30 fucking years. So I know they get upset with people, so.
Yeah, that's another thing, you know. Why don't you acknowledge everybody? Well, they're on the credits. I have to say, Bigger Bang, I guess they're in their 70s when that record came out. Well, that came out a while ago, 2005. So maybe they were in their late 60s.
No, that wasn't Bigger Bang. That was oh, was it? I'm sorry.
Bigger
The
Bang,
Charlie
I think,
Watts one.
came out in 2005.
Okay, yeah. I know that
So
was
I
the
mean,
Charlie
yeah,
Watts,
it's
Charlie
almost
Watts.
20, it's almost 20 years ago. They're in their 80s now, so I guess they were in their 60s. But the writing on the booklet that comes with the CD is so tiny. I just laughed when I looked at it. I'm
How did
like,
we read CD booklets back in the day?
how do we do it? We can't do it now. As we age out, you got those old CDs, you pull them out. Hey, let me look at my old booklet here. Oh, I can't read this thing without a magnifying glass.
That's true.
But that one in particular is really horrible. Well, they put all the lyrics for all the songs in there, and they must have been pretty proud of that record. And I guess I underrated it when it came out. I didn't listen to it much, but I'm reading all the reviews, allmusic.com, and it's sort of universally people liked it. They felt like, wow, okay, this is significant. This is like one of the best records in a while. Um, with the Stones, it's always the best record since Some Girls. You're
Yeah,
like, well, wait a second, that was 1978. It's
yeah.
like,
And
wow,
then why
it's,
don't I just
it's
listen to some girls?
been a while. It's been a while. But I'm not saying these records are classics or anything, but to me, listening to them, I haven't listened to a lot of them in a long time. I'm like, okay, I'm not hearing the songs like the classics, but the
Mhm.
band is fun to listen to. They're a well-oiled machine at this point, even in the dotage. The blues album, I know you made a face, but that
That's just my
record,
face, Mike.
that record is like, it's almost too pure. It's really rough. I mean,
Mhm.
blues have evolved over the years, and they've even, contemporary blues albums are pretty slick, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, but this is like pretty raw. I mean, they really wanted to sort of, and that's what they liked for, I think that was, their earliest influence was American blues. And so they wanted to really go for that sound. And I think they did a good job for their advanced age. Hackney Diamonds, people kind of got excited because, it's not horrible. And I guess, if a Stones record from guys pushing 80 is not horrible, something to be said. Who else is doing that?
Not me.
Not you.
I mean, I'd say Paul McCartney, but we're not allowed to talk about that. But
Yeah.
now that you've finished the final chapter of your Stones thing, how would you divide their career up into, like, is it three phases? Would you say? What would you?
Yeah, I think I kind of covered the three phases. The early phase is just I guess Brian Jones. I guess you could say the Brian Jones, but
Mhm.
I would include a couple Brian Jones, Beggar's Banquet being the first of the classic period. You
Up,
know,
and then you go that through
the
some
Some
girl.
Girls, yeah, yeah,
Okay, and then the rest of it.
yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I think I broke it up into
Why
like
don't
the.
you put together a little playlist, maybe 12 tracks of post Some Girls?
That's a good idea. That's a
Thank
good
you.
idea. That's a good idea. Thank you. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Um, Try and pick out the gems.
I've
Um,
always, I've always wanted to do that, like post Animal Boy for the Ramones.
Oh, okay. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
I think it's going to be a little better than your Stones one, but well,
Well, you've never even heard any of this music, so I mean, it'd be totally fresh to
thankfully,
you. Yeah.
I just remember being assaulted by that fucking Undercover of the Night song. Then by the time I finally was getting over that, became those 90s albums that were just like round the clock. They're like, I'm like, are they coming to my fucking house? Like, I'll buy the album. Just leave me
No,
alone.
I mean, and this I guess is where Mick Jagger's business degree kicks in. He
Mhm.
knew how to run the thing as a business, and Dirty Work apparently was the album where they had a huge falling out because Mick didn't want to tour when that record came out. He wanted to do his solo record, Primitive Gods or something, which has like a nice sort of Irish song on there. But all of his solo records are not that great. There's a couple decent songs you can pick out. I like that Evening Gown song. Do you know that song?
Well, I'm looking at the
Like a
track listing.
countryish.
I'm looking at the songs on Dirty Work, and Mick was right. Skip the tour.
Well, you hear Harlem Shuffle. Their cover of Harlem Shuffle.
Sounds good.
It's like a crowd pleaser. You still hear it at stadiums every once in a while.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
it's that's the track. But I liked what's one hit. Well, one hit to the body. What are some of the other song titles on that?
There's Nobody Cares. There's This Is Shit. We Should Have Died Years
All right,
Ago.
okay,
I'm sorry.
uh,
One
yeah,
Hit to the Body. Too Rude. Fight. Hold Back. Winning Ugly. That should be our thing. Winning Ugly.
uh-huh.
Back to Zero. Dirty Work. Had It With You. Sleep Tonight and Key to the Highway.
Had It With You was like a sleeper track for me. I
Is that
remember
gonna make
when
the playlist?
it would make my playlist. I mean, I was doing mixtapes. My brother was having these house parties in the summer and in the winter, and I was sort of the designated DJ,
Hmm.
and I was just using mixtapes. I just throw a mixtape on, and I would throw that song in there.
All right.
Yeah,
Can I tell you who sang backup on this record? Jimmy Cliff,
yeah.
Kirsty McCall, Beverly D'Angelo.
Mhm.
We got to have those pipes. Patty Scalfa.
She's on there.
Yes, before you say anything, I have met her. Mike, that's my private story.
Okay,
Let's keep that private. And Tom Waits.
okay. I don't remember Tom Waits being on there, but
I'm sure they don't feel like that was a waste of their fucking time.
anyway. So we're
Uh,
gonna pursue the Kinks catalog next week.
oh,
Maybe we'll have a special guest. Have you talked to our special guest possibly about doing it?
Ray Davies. I don't know Ray Davies, Mike. I might have misled you.
Our friend Will. He's,
No,
I guess.
didn't I think we asked him, right? If he wanted to be on.
Well, no, you asked me. I said sure. He could come on if he wants to be a part of it. You suggested it. So you're dropping the ball on that, or what's going on? What's that? Just give me a look. All right,
I don't know. Yeah, all right, I'll ask him. He likes to be courted, so it might be a thing.
recorded.
I'll have
Okay,
to flash around a picture of Lottie, you know.
okay.
I'm
Anyway,
excited. Let's say let's give the audience we want to go through all the way through Preservation Act for the Kings,
I
or
didn't say that far. I thought I said Arthur, right?
let's go up to
I know there's short records but I
Village
mean
Green.
it's a good chunk.
Village Green starts the bigger, like it's a bigger album. Well,
Uh-huh.
let's do through Village Green,
Okay. All right.
and then Arthur's the next one. But let's do
Okay.
through Village Green.
Okay.
I am happy.
I mean, yeah, I don't know those very early records at all, really.
They're great.
I think I explained I came around in the Kinks basically through greatest hits albums first, and then tried to backtrack with the regular albums, and did not have like the immediate results that I was hoping for there. But maybe it'll be different now.
Hey, look, it's no Hackney Diamonds. Here's what I would do,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know if I already made a playlist. first two Kinks records. There's a lot of covers,
Yeah.
and most of them, unlike the Beatles, when they did covers, they feel like they belong in the album for some reason. Just cut through, just only listen to the originals.
No, I'm going to be thorough. I'm going to be thorough.
All right.
I like to be thorough. I picked this up from the different music shows we do through the best show. And I subject myself to everything. I don't like to cut corners.
And I don't think they had a great album opener until something else.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, they like to put shitty covers in the first. Anyway,
And
uh,
before people start making comments, what did I think about all those live albums? Like there's a lot of live albums that the Stones would put out after a tour.
mhm.
I had some of those. I think I have most of them, but I didn't go back and listen to those. Those are almost universally reviled, and so I didn't do
Look,
that.
gee, let's hear, gather around, children. The Stones are playing "Start Me Up." Gather around, gather
Yeah,
around.
so I didn't
I
listen
think
to.
they're gonna play "Brown Sugar" next. Ooh,
Yeah,
oh
that was why
man.
I stopped going to see them, even though I worked a couple shows that they played at MetLife. And yeah, that last, the last 5 or 6 songs are like so locked in. It's like, yeah,
Oh no, "Start Me Up." That's like how many fucking.
yeah, that's the other sort of downside. And I guess it's just, I think that's Mick. Well, it could be both of them.
Yeah,
Pandering,
I mean, we give Keith a
pandering to the
pass.
crowd,
We always
pandering the
want to give
crowd.
Keith a pass because we think he's cooler. At some point, after 100 years, you're complicit. I'm sorry, you've been Keith Richards
Yeah.
60 years now.
Actually, I forgot to mention the one solid live record is Stripped. Are you familiar with that record at all?
Was that early 90s? I feel like
Uh,
that came out
Late 90s, I think.
or late. I feel like that was another one where it's like wall to wall. You turn on the lightning news and they'd be like, "Oh, new
Well,
stuff."
yeah, they were promoting their version of Like a Rolling Stone on that
That's what
album.
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big one they were pushing out. But that whole record is solid,
Mhm.
and they're doing more deeper cuts, as you say,
I do say that.
deep cuts.
I say,
Dead Flowers. They're doing Sweet Virginia. Some of my Shine a Light is really good on there.
oh, well, I love shitting on the Stones, but I'm happy you took us through this journey.
Yeah,
I would not admit it, but I'm looking forward to your set list or playlist.
yeah. I'm gonna do that. That's a little
Post
project.
some
Yeah,
girls' cuts.
yeah.
You never know. Maybe I'll love it.
I'll post a link when I get it ready.
And we're looking forward to next week with the Kinks.
You know, uh, I still have a stockpile of fortune cookies, so I'm gonna end the show for the fans of the fortune cookie. These
Oh, I have one thing before we go though. So,
okay. What's that?
well, I was
Oh,
just saying real quick.
yeah,
Having
sure.
my salad and joking with another guy. I was walking back. Because when I get a salad, I like to make a big show and walk around the office and let everybody know. When I get my eight pounds of Chinese food, I sit in a corner down in the basement under the cafeteria.
Hiding,
Boom. When I
hiding
have
in shame.
my one salad of the year, I stroll around the office.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, listen. And I was joking because I always say I put the great shit on top of the lettuce. By the time I get through the lettuce, I'm tired. I just throw the lettuce out.
Uh,
Why don't we do the flippy flip? Set up the salad bar so I do all my fun shit. Lettuce goes on top. Lettuce is last. I have to eat the lettuce, the
yeah,
healthy shit, to get to the good shit.
I get it. Yeah.
I feel like I did that in the previous show. Didn't I reinvent the salad
I
before?
think now that you say reinvent a salad,
Yeah.
does bring back a memory.
Yeah. I think we need some investors. I think we need to reinvent the salad, have a salad where if you get through the lettuce and the
Uh-huh.
whatever, then you can have your chicken and your bacon bits or whatever treats at the bottom.
And
Just
with my
looking for
tuna
investors.
salad, yeah, my tuna salad, there was such a huge portion of tuna on laying on top.
Yeah.
Uh, there was no way you could not have to eat through the tuna to get to the lettuce
Yeah.
and the
And by
mixed.
the time you get the lettuce, you're kind of tired of it. You know.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't build your happiness on others' sorrow. Okay, well,
That's
that's
that's not unfortunate. That is advice, and that's just dumb advice. Like, oh, I
well,
shouldn't invest
I'm
in.
sad to hear that people would even think of doing that. You know,
I
why
want to
would
invest
you?
bad after bad. What is
I
that?
guess that's the what do they call that when you're that German word for, you know,
Volvo,
from getting glee from other people.
Schaffernode, or
Yeah, yeah, what is this? Yeah. Say it again.
Schaffernode?
It's just-
Oh, you're having fun. Boy, this is
no, no,
irony.
I can't pronounce it.
The irony is thick with this one, Michael.
I
Say it
can't
again,
pro
Greg, in front
I
of
can't
everybody.
I can't pronounce it either. So
Uh,
you sort of like I thought you were doing it purposely a quick little mumble that like you wouldn't get caught out. So I would
getting joy out of me bungling around trying to say Schaffernode.
well, we just
What's the
defined it.
word for that?
If people didn't understand the definition of that word, now they know.
Now they know.
So get your friends to hit the subscribe button. They don't
Subscribe.
have to
Buy some
listen to the
merch.
podcast.
The shirts look great. Everything
We'll,
looks great.
we'll get the merch going, the
Merch
merch
going.
shelf. Uh, and I want to thank everybody for listening. And we'll have that merch. We'll start promoting that. Not quite as well as the Rolling Stones would
Yeah, I
promote.
was gonna say, can we get the Stones to come in and fucking promote it?
if we if we had the business savvy of Mick Jagger to
We don't need to be
promote
doing. We don't need them to do our
Big
artwork.
Foo What, yeah, we'd be doing meet and greets by now and the whole
Yeah,
bit.
call their guy. Get their guy on the. If their guy's
Hey,
listening, hit us up the comments.
when's the last time you've been to Brooklyn, Greg?
Too long.
Too long. Okay.
2017.
Wow. That's been a
Yeah.
oh, okay.
We
Well,
planning?
if you want to do I mean people are waiting online for these sliders in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Uh
I wanted to talk more about sliders,
but
but
maybe this could be a thing. We can go wait online for this slider in Greenpoint at Jubilee's Marketplace. Am I pronouncing that correctly again? Um,
I don't know. But I would never point it out and then make fun of you for not pronouncing something.
but that could be a reunion of sorts if you're ever up this way again.
All right.
All right, keep it in
It's
mind.
been. I'm embarrassed to say it's been 7 years.
Uh,
Uh, it is. Then there's no excuse.
mhm.
But so yeah,
We can go to
I
the
am hoping to. I was hoping to go up there anyway. So I'd be surprised if I get out of this year without going to Brooklyn. So that'd be good. So
Let me just put this maybe as an enticement. I'm looking at my notes for the 20-gram cafe slider. They say it's 2 times the size of a White Castle slider.
well, at what point is a slider just a fucking burger, right?
Good point. Good point. Exactly.
Ah, bagels aren't bagels. Sliders aren't sliders. What the fuck world are we living in?
They sell 1,300 a day. And get this, they ripped off New Jersey.
Of course.
There's a place called White Manna in Hackensack. I've been hearing about this
Oh,
place
I've
for a
heard of
long
that. That's supposed to be an incredible burger, right?
Yeah, I've been hearing about this place for a long time.
Yeah.
I've never made the trek out there. Hackensack is out of my way. Sorry, Hackensack.
Sorry, Hackensack.
But I kind of hug the coast. I don't need
Don't
to
make me
go.
call up the Jersey boys
I don't
and
need to go
get you
too
in
far
trouble.
inland. I get confused.
Sorry,
New
Hackensack.
Jersey's too confusing for me once you go away from the shore. But yeah, the owner of this cafe, he was inspired. He used to go to White Manna when he was a kid, and he wanted to duplicate the experience. But his experience didn't include waiting online for a half hour. But
Was
I'm
his
sure.
experience? Was his experience just lying? Oh, this is a slider. No,
Yeah. Well, these are all things we can discuss if we ever do
I
a.
don't need extra incentive to get my sorry ass up there, but I'm happy to hear any.
Uh-huh.
And let's get that going. I mean, I tried to
Okay.
make it happen last year with the softball,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I can't be all things to all people, Mike.
You can.
I'm happier being nothing to nobody.
That's understandable.
That's where I need. That's my lane.
Okay. Know your
Nobody.
limits.
Nothing for nobody. That's so. All right. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. Do what Mike says. Let's hit up the comments, and thanks for listening. And we'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.